guys, Chrissy Johnson here with Evolving Equestrian, and today we're going to be trying out the Radius Rasp 2. And I have Trav with me today. I'm going to do a really quick video just of her feet as they are now. It's been about 5 weeks since she's been trimmed, and I'll talk a little bit about her hooves in the video when I show you what they look like right now. But she does have a couple little issues. She's my more difficult horse to trim, so I normally leave her for my farrier. But since she is definitely needing some intervention, we're going to just go ahead and test this out on her today. So right off the bat, you'll notice that Trav does toe in slightly. So some people call that pigeon-toed. All that means is that her toes sort of point towards each other. Her legs aren't exactly what you would call straight. And because of her conformation, she tends to grow a lot of heel on the inside. If you can see that right there. And wear more on the outside because she is walking more on the outside edges of her hoof. So that's something that we will address today before we go in with the Radius Rasp. But this is sort of what her feet look like before anything's done. Just want to do a little bit of a close-up there. Let's do this foot. We'll focus on this one today, on the left front. That's what it looks like from the front view. And then here's the side. Oops. And then we will, let's see what her foot looks like. It needs to be cleaned out a little bit, but this is her foot from the bottom. Let me go ahead and get this cleaned up, and we'll do a quick shot of it from underneath once it's been cleaned. So there's what the hoof looks like cleaned out. She does have a bit of excess hoof around here that we're going to try and remove with the nippers first, since the instructions said to do that instead of just going straight in with the Radius Rasp. And just to show you what her heels look like. So it's important, real quick, I want to talk about this. It's important that when you're looking at heel height that you hold the horse's hoof right below the knee, because if you hold it right here, like on their fetlock, you can easily twist it to where it looks like they're level. So see, if I twist it there, it doesn't look too bad, but watch when I hold her knee. So I'm just gonna grip it like right here below her knee and let her foot kind of hang. And then we're gonna try to sight right down the middle. And now you can see that that inside heel is quite a bit higher. So that's important if you're checking heel height to hold the foot correctly, because if you hold it real close, you can manipulate it to where it doesn't look, you know, near as bad. So anyway, that's just a tip. So I'm going to address that real quick, and then we will go in with the Radius Rasp. I just want you to see what it looks like from the bottom before I go in with my nippers, so you know what all the Radius Rasp does and what it doesn't do. So I'm just going to go in with my nippers and remove some of this excess toe here. We're going to back the toe up. So I normally go in at like a 45-degree angle, or try to anyway, and then come out at about the widest point of the hoof. So that way I don't mess with anything back there. If you get your mechanics working correctly, you have a heel first landing, then everything will take care of itself as far as the sole exfoliating, the frog exfoliating, heel height, all that kind of thing. So I want to get her mechanics working properly by backing this toe up so we do get that heel first landing. But I am, just because I feel comfortable, going to take a little bit of this off with my nippers. Because she has a little bit of sidewall flare. Okay. So this is where we're at now, after the nippers. And I'm going to address those heels next. Okay. So I have a Bellata Mini. This is a traditional file, but this one is actually quite a bit shorter. So now I'm going to take her foot off the stand. Take this inside heel down quite a bit. Woo! I broke my rasp, y'all. Okay, try that again. Cool. And I'll check that. Looks a little better. So I don't know if you can see how I'm checking this. I'm gonna bring that inside down just a little bit more. Okay. That's a little better. Okay, cool. So, like I was talking about, let me get this turned around. If you get the mechanics working properly, most of this stuff will exfoliate on its own. I don't use a hoof knife. I don't come in here and take this callus down. A lot of farriers come in with a hoof knife and just completely pare this whole sole out to make it look really clean and level. But this is what protects your horse's hoof, and I'm not going to take that off. So, and her frog looks good. I don't like to pare the frog off. It will shed naturally too. So that's kind of what it looks like after I do the nippers. Let me go ahead and show you the heel height. A little bit better there. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to go in with the radius rasp now. So before I go in with the radius rasp, I want to show you what the hoof looks like with just the nippers, what the nippers have done. So we can kind of see what all the radius rasp is gonna do. So that's the front and side view with just, after having gone in with just the nippers. And then a comparison of the hoof that we've gone ahead and taken off some excess hoof and the hoof that we haven't touched yet. Okay, so I have got my radius rasp here, and I'm so excited to try this. Oh my god, I hope it works. Okay, so we're just gonna... Hey, it actually cuts a lot easier than I first expected it would. That's kind of nice. Heck yes, I'm liking this initial impression. I really like it. It is taking down those sharp edges because let's be honest here. I'm no farrier, okay? So like my cuts don't line up perfectly, so there are a lot of sharp edges. Let's let her have a break. Once I'm done with my nippers, there are quite a few sharp edges. Let me get her back into position here. Come here, girlie. Let me just... Can you step back over, sweetheart? There. Beautiful. Let's try that again. Just gonna move you guys. Ugh. Okay, try not to cuss on the camera. Try to keep it PG rated here. Okay, back at it. Oh my god, I love this thing. This is my new favorite. I love it because you can push and cut, or you can pull and cut. So like here I'm pulling, or you can push. That's freaking awesome. Okay, I'm gonna switch hands here. Oh yeah. So my biggest issue when I'm trying to use a traditional file is that I have like one way that I can go with it and I can't like go the other way. So that was one big appeal with this thing, is that it cuts no matter what you do. And you can use it from the bottom, like I'm doing here, or you can use it from the top, which we're gonna do here in a second, after I sort of get this where I'm liking it, just to kind of show you where we're at. Oh, I know, buddy. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Heck yeah. I'm digging it. Let me show you the side that I hadn't done. If you can see that there. And And this is the side that I have done. And I'm not finished, but that's sort of where we're at. And I am not mad at it. I'm asking her to hold her foot up for an awfully long time. I feel horrible, but I'm like addicted. Heck yes. This has, honestly, it takes me like twice as long, 3 times as long to get what I've gotten done with this tool done with my Balata Mini. Crap. That thing. So, and I switched to the Mini because I felt like I might be able to handle a smaller Rasp better. I'm gonna let her have a break. I'm gonna let her have a break for a second. We'll come back to the other side of that foot. Yeah, I really like that you can support the foot with one hand and use the Rasp with the other. Oh. Really nice. Okay, I'm gonna show you what it looks like from here. Cool. And then we're gonna do it over the top. Okay, now we are gonna go over the top with the radius rasp. This is nice. So the cool thing about this rasp is you can use this part here to take care of the, you know, the outside hoof wall edge right here, the middle to take care of like this part, and then the bottom to take care of like the sole aspect of your Mustang roll. So right now I'm using the top section to kind of address the outer aspect of the Mustang roll, and now I'm going to focus on the middle here to take care of the medium aspect, and then last but not least the bottom for the sole aspect. That's what I feel like we need right here because she has a little bit of flare right here. Now I'm focusing more on the middle and then the top. Heck yeah. I don't know if you can see if my hair is in the way. Okay, I'm gonna let her have a break. Nice, okay. Okay, here's the bottom of our foot after using the radius rasp. I really like it. I thought it was very easy to use. I think it did make a nice rounded Mustang roll to roll those edges. Let's take a look. I'm gonna put her on the pavement so you can see the foot better on the ground. But so far, I'm really digging it. Big difference. So here is the foot on the ground, the front view. Take a look at that. And then the side view. You can see it did put a nice rounded edge. That was really nice. Looks really nice in comparison to this one. This is what her foot looked like before. We didn't do a side view of this foot, so we won't worry with that too much. But I will throw up some before and after shots so you can see what all it did. But yeah, overall, nice. Here are my final thoughts on the Radius Rasp 2. I highly recommend this product. If you're someone that's looking to be able to do some quick, easy touch-ups on your horse in between trimmings, this is an excellent product. It is very easy to use. So even if you've never trimmed a horse before, I feel like you could pull this off because there's really nothing to it. I did read up a lot on it, so I felt like I knew which parts of the blade to use, so definitely watch the instructional video. But it's not difficult to use. I think you'd have to do a lot with this to hearse your horse. So So while it does take off a lot fast, I don't think that you could really mess up too bad with it, because it is just a rasp. And don't use nippers if you don't feel comfortable. I felt comfortable taking a little bit off of the nippers because I've worked under the supervision of my farrier quite often. He's checked the horses that I've trimmed for me. While I'm not the greatest, I can do, you know, some trimming and not harm the horse. All my horses are sound, so I have been maintaining one of our Mustangs myself for the whole 2.5, however long years we've had him. Maybe it's only been 2 years. It's probably only been 2 years that we've had him, and I've done all the trimming on him and our miniature pony just to stay in practice and learn a little bit, so I do feel comfortable using nippers. Don't use them if you don't feel comfortable, because I feel like you can take off quite a bit more with a pair of nippers than you can with a rasp. So if you're just wanting to do some touch-ups in between trimming, this is an excellent tool to maintain that Mustang roll and to, you know, keep a little bit of that excess hoof off your horse's feet while you're waiting for your farrier to come. So this is excellent. A lot of people, they want to keep their horse on a shorter trim cycle. They want to have their horse trimmed every 3 to 4 weeks, but sometimes it's just not doable financially, or just because your farrier doesn't have time to come out that often. So this could be your ticket. So I really liked it. I thought it was easy to use. It did its job. It did what it claimed that it could do. And I didn't show it, but it did stick to my hoof stand, which was really handy. So I don't know if you have a hoof stand or not, but it does have a magnet. It will stick right to your hoof stand for easy access, so I liked that. I think that's all I have to say for this video. Thanks guys for watching.